My confidence level is about a 9.9 out of 10 that Ohio State wins. My confidence level is about a 9.2 out of 10 that Ohio State covers a number. I think they're winning this game by double digits, guys. I have sung the praises of Marcus Freeman, and deservedly so. I think he has done the best coaching job of anybody in the playoffs, Ryan Day included, Chip Kelly, whoever. Marcus Freeman has been absolutely brilliant because I feel like he's doing more with less. He's a golfer who's shooting 5 under par and he's got wooden clubs. You know, that's great and all, but eventually prime Tiger Woods with the new gear and technologies rolling through, and he's going to just be better than you. And that's what I think Ohio State is in this spot because, Jay, Notre Dame's got a talented roster. I think it pales in comparison, particularly the gap in offensive talent between these two sides. I think Ohio State's defense is better than Notre Dame's, not by as much as the offense, but overall, I have a lot of faith in Ohio State in this game. What is your confidence level going into it?
It's pretty high, Spencer. It's pretty high. I talked to somebody recently.
Listen to the reservation as he says that. I don't think his words match what he's actually thinking. It's pretty high. Yeah, no, it's super high. I'm so confident.
Before I get to my comment, I was a fan just like Jeff in the game against Texas. Ohio State's up 21-14. And while Jack Sawyer's running the ball back, it was almost like Ohio State was taking the lead in my mind because that 7-point lead was not as strong as I thought it was going to be. And I'm thinking about it. Ohio State won by 14. It feels like a one-score win, but that's just how my mind works with Ohio State. I was talking to somebody recently about Ohio State and just them being in the national championship, and I said I didn't think Ohio State was going to get here. And this person's a coworker, their husband's a Notre Dame fan, and they were like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, I thought Ohio State was going to beat Tennessee and then lose to Oregon, Spencer. We talked about it. They ended up boat racing both those teams, running them off the field. And for Ohio State to be here now, I have confidence in the coaches. I have confidence in the players. There are two reasons why I kind of take a deep breath and sigh a little bit when I talk about my confidence. Ohio State can sometimes get in their own way, and they allow those things that they allow those moments where they get in their own way to become adversity, and they struggle to get over those blocks, those mental blocks. There was no reason why Ohio State should not have been able to get over those self-inflicted wounds, the penalties that we talked about on the postgame show, but they did, and we saw the punter out there on the field way more than normal. If Ohio State does make boneheaded penalties once again that stall drives, I think Ohio State now is more prepared and equipped to get over those. Notre Dame's a good team, just like Tennessee, just like Oregon, just like Texas. This is a really good team, a really good defense. Ohio State's more talented. If it was talent versus talent stuff on paper, Ohio State blows them out of the water. But it's not that. This is real life. This is 60 minutes of players laying it all on the field. I'm very confident Ohio State can win and that they will win. But as you all know, and Jeff, you know my fandom, since you know it pretty well too, it's the national championship. And this is for all the marbles. And my emotions are going to be crazy during the entire game just because it's how I live my life, man.
My confidence is as high as it could possibly be, especially knowing me. You know, I'm infamous for like at work, they're like, okay, you have to choose sides. The loser's going to buy lunch. I chose Notre Dame. You know why? Because I'm certainly not going to watch Ohio State lose this game and then buy lunch for somebody. Like, that's the kind of fan we're talking about. But I'm honestly like, I'm pretty confident. I know that if both teams played 100%, Ohio State wins. Both teams played 50%, Ohio State wins. You know, Jay just touched on the mental part. He's completely right about that. Probably the one thing that, you know, gets in my way, I'm not gonna dismiss what Notre Dame's done. I've seen them play 3 games, 3 completely different, you know, situations, 3 completely different type of teams, and adjust. That was the thing. When I saw them adjust to Penn State in the second half, the first half of that game, I'm like, okay, I hope we play Notre Dame. The second half of that game, I'm like, ooh, okay, this is a whole different animal here. So if a team and a coaching staff can rally the troops like that and get the players going, they're and then we're talking about a national championship game to where, let's say imaginary Ohio State's up 21, it's not going to matter because Notre Dame's like, this is it. Like, you know what I mean? We're not playing for style points. And then that's a dangerous animal. So yeah, I'm probably a 7 out of 10 for Ohio State, but I mean, I'm also, scared, Really,
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
Yeah.
This
Way to-
means a lot. And also, just real quick, I lived through 2006, so I know how this can
Oh,
go.
don't bring that up.
I'm
Don't.
just
No.
saying.
No,
I'm just.
this ain't Florida though. Like Notre Dame's not Florida. Like they're not that
I know.
caliber
I'm
of
just.
team. They don't have those kind of dudes
That'll
on the
never
field.
leave my mind, Jay. Like that night will never leave my mind.
Bringing up so many bad memories, Jeff.
I didn't do that, by the way. I just wanted to point that out. That wasn't me. That's not me jabbing at the Ohio State
Nope.
guys. By the
No, I'm
way,
just saying,
Jeff,
you gotta be cautious.
I could feel you remembering that this is a G-rated show in the middle towards the end of that
Always.
rant.
Always.
I was like, don't do it. Ah, he
Never.
remembers.
Never.
Good. So for Ohio State, Jay, and this goes back to the Texas game, I think their biggest key is they have to stay out of their own way.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it? Oh, yes. Punch a guy in the face mask. Don't do that.
He punched the wrong guy. I went back and watched that today. He punched the wrong player. He was so frustrated.
Well, now it's doubly bad.
Yeah, you made it worse.
That's even worse. So don't do things like that. Don't flinch before the snap. Don't force the ball where it doesn't belong. You know, some interceptions are, hey, that DB made a heck of a play. That's not what that interception was from Will Howard. It was, dude, where are you throwing the football? What you did? Don't do those things. If you avoid that and take whatever the Notre Dame defense is able to give you, which might not be a lot because they are incredibly well coached and well schemed and talented amidst the injuries. They have been really, really impressive on that side of the ball. But to me, whether or not this game is entertaining for casual fans comes down to Ohio State. I don't think they can Georgia TCU this, but if Ohio State plays to their full potential, I do fully believe that the Buckeyes will start to hang the banners and start the party midway through the third quarter.
I'm right there with you. If they just do what they're supposed to do and play their brand of football, be creative on offense, don't try to prove you're tough and do all the things that can be man-made, human-made own mental blocks in a game, this game should just be in Ohio State win by double digits. And I still think it's going to be. Even if they do those things that are boneheaded mistakes, Ohio State's talented. The adversity they've gone through this year from even before the Oregon loss, there were some things Jeff and I talked about on the show where talking about the Buckeyes defense where, yeah, they're only giving up 7 points or 14 points, but there might be some issues down the road. They really didn't have those issues consistently. Yes, outside of that, like outside of the Oregon game, those issues did not come up at all. They figured out some things to move things around, re-engineer some things. That Nebraska win, I think, is a very big thing for this team, having to overcome some adversity. The Michigan loss helped them out. Going and having Tennessee fans come into the shoe, that's adversity in and of itself because you're like, why aren't there more Buckeye fans? This team has found ways to overcome so much adversity to get them to this point. And Emeka Buka made a big statement before the game against Texas. He's like, this ain't going to be my last game. My last game is going to be on January 20th. And these guys all year have been working for this moment. Yeah, a loss to Oregon, a loss to Michigan. They still were in the playoff, and they still had a shot to accomplish the ultimate goal in college football, which is to win a national championship. If they do what they're supposed to do, there's nothing Notre Dame can do to stop this team.
Yeah, shout out playoff expansion there. Joel Klatt on his podcast the other day said in his ideal world of college football, 14-team playoff, and I just about I don't know, threw up on my keyboard. But anyway, Jeff, biggest things Ohio State's got to do in this game?
Oh yeah, of course, everything you guys already talked about the mental stuff, but honestly, like not get stuck in like a game plan, like be able to adjust very quickly. They're going to come out if they try to run them, like, we saw the worst case of it against Michigan where they're like, oh, we're going to run the ball on them and show them how tough we are. And it failed and they wouldn't back off from it. If somebody's open, throw it. If going wide works, do it. If whatever works, if Will Howard has to run for 200 yards, you have to do it. I mean, the defense speaks for itself. I mean, let those guys, react and do their thing. Let Caleb Downs, kind of do whatever he wants out there. But it really is adjust quickly. Do not get stuck in, do not get stuck in the mud, for too long and let Notre Dame, stay in it and get that running game going and get the momentum going. Remember, trust your athletes, trust the recruiting, trust the NIL money. Every advantage that Ohio State has, just trust it and just go out there and relax. And just one quick point, getting to this game, there's a chance that it might have taken some pressure off of Ohio State because they're like, whew, this is where we were supposed to be. Everything's good now. Now we just got to play one game. So there's the off chance that this is a really relaxed, dangerous Ohio State team.
Jay Stevens, Jeff Hunt, I feel like you guys are trying to talk yourselves into being confident. But don't worry, I'm confident for you going into the national championship game on Monday. Appreciate it, guys. I will see everybody next time. Thanks for listening. Until then, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.